And observe the thing.
And observe the thing.
Which is not possible if the observer is different from the observed.
Now, would you explore the practical aspect of this with me for a moment? People will say, who up to this point are listening, it would seem, people at this point will say, well, yes, but I can't stop it. I think I have an intuition of what you mean, they'll say, but the minute that I open myself or begin to open myself, all these things seem to rush in on me. What I had hoped doesn't seem to take place. If I understand you correctly, they're really not doing what they claim that they're trying to do.
That's right. So can we put this question differently? What is a human being to do confronted with this problem of suffering, chaos, all that's going on around us?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What is he to do? He approaches it generally with a conclusion. What he should do about it.
And this conclusion is interposed between him...
The conclusion is the factor of separation.
Right.
Now, can he observe the fact of this confusion without any conclusions, without any planning, without any predetermined way of getting out of this chaos? Because his determined conclusions, ideas and so on are all derived from the past. And the past is trying to resolve the problem.
Yes, yes.
And therefore he is translating it and acting according to his previous conclusions, whereas the fact demands that you look at it. The fact demands that you observe it, that you listen to it. The fact itself will have the answer. You don't have to bring the answer to it. I wonder if I'm making myself clear.
Yes, I'm listening very, very hard. I really am. I'm afraid if I'm not going beyond where I haven't yet begun, the next question that would naturally arise here, or perhaps you might feel when I raise the question that it's the wrong question, but can one communicate in the sense that we have been unraveling this? One says, I don't know. It doesn't seem to me that I've done this. One says, I haven't done this yet. I can recognize all the things that have been described that are terrible. I don't recognize all the things that appear to be promised, without suggesting that I am imagining them or projecting them out there. Clearly, if there's to be a change, it has to be a change that's altogether radical.
Yeah.
Now, I must start.
So
what do I do?
There are two things involved, aren't there? First, I must learn from the problem, which means I must have a mind that has a quality of humility. It doesn't come to it says, I know all about it. What he knows is merely explanations, rational or irrational. He comes to the problem with rational or irrational solutions. Therefore, he is not learning from the problem. The problem will reveal an infinite lot of things if I am capable of looking at it and learning about it. And for that I must have a sense of humility. I am saying, I don't know. This is a tremendous problem. Let me look at it. Let me learn about it. Not I come to it with my conclusions. Therefore, I'll stop learning about the problem.
Are you suggesting that this act is a waiting on the problem to reveal itself?
That's right. Therefore, I must be capable of looking at it. I cannot look at it if I come to it with ideas, with ideations, with meditations of all very kind and conclusions. I must come to it and say, look, what is it? Not learn, or I must learn from it, not learn according to some professor, some psychologist, some philosopher.
That one has the capacity for this. Some persons would say,
I don't even know. Sir, we are so vain.
but this doesn't mean anything for the doing of what must be done, that there's a capacity.
No. The learning is the doing.
Exactly. Yes, yes. I wanted to make that clear because we comfort ourselves with the curious notion, if I've been following you, that we possess a possibility, and because we possess the possibility, we think that someday it will actualize itself, perhaps.
Quite.
But if I'm correct both ways, no possibility can actualize itself, and in the practical order that never occurs. But somehow it's believed, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is.
It is believed.
So it is really quite simple. There is this misery, confusion, immense sorrow in the world, violence, all that. Human beings have created it. Human beings have built a structure of society which sustains this chaos. That's a fact. Now, I come to it, a human being comes to it, trying to resolve it according to his plan, according to his prejudices, his idiosyncrasies or knowledge. Which means he has already understood the problem. Whereas the problem is always new. So I must come to it afresh.
One of the things that has concerned me for many, many years as a reader, as a student, as one whose daily work involves the study of scriptures, is the recurrent statement that one comes upon, sometimes in a very dramatic form. For instance, take the prophetic ministry of Jesus, where he speaks and he says that they're hearing but they're not listening, they're observing but they're not